A pleasure to meet all at last, and here we are with some more of HJN Season 3, and for this occasion here in the series known as Bandtastic, where I get to talk about various rock bands that have spanned throughout history and have affected us in various different ways. What we're going to do here is head on back to the States, where we can basically talk about a Washington-based band called Death Cab for Cutie. Yeah, that's right, that's their name, Death Cab for Cutie. Might seem ridiculous, but when you get down to it, some names I've talked about so far, like Arctic Monkeys, Smashing Pumpkins, Blink-182, I mean, that's the thing about rock bands. You have so much liberty and creativity to work with. You could come up with the most ridiculous, geeky, awkward name that you could possibly think of. And oh boy, there are even bigger and better examples that I will get to in a little bit, but for right now, what we're going to do here is talk a bit about something that was a relatively big success in the mid to late 2000s. This band in particular was formed in 1997 in Bellingham, Washington, quite a ways away from the capital of Olympia or even Seattle. But the thing is, these guys were more of the indie type of rock, meaning they were more softer and gentle than the likes of core, alternative, experimental, or noise, or even the likes of post-grunge and ska punk, which I have mentioned before in various ways with other bands that I've talked about here in Bandtastic. But when it comes to Death Cab for Cutie, like I've said, possibly their biggest success so far is with their 2005 album known as Plans. And even though we actually have ourselves a likelihood of them making a big comeback, especially given the fact that in 2022 alone, a single known as Here to Forever with their more recent album Asphalt Meadows actually does show signs they actually could make a comeback. To those who might be hardcore fans right now, I'm here to let you know that first off, I do have a few albums that they've made. Several, actually. And when you get down to it, a couple that I will point out, in case you're not already familiar with what some of them are, other than the ones I mentioned, then well, they have in fact made quite a ton of things lately. Kintsugi in 2015, Something About Airplanes in 1998, Narrow Stairs in 2008, and a few others here and there. So, this is basically it. 4 albums on one phone. I guess that pretty much just covers the good basic know-hows of what you need to know about how this band basically originated. What do they stand for? How do they play? And how much success have they made in the process? Not to mention my own ways and affiliation with the band in general. The fact that I have 4 albums on my phone is one thing. But the fact that they've also been able to find success more recently really says something. It really goes to show that in 2022 alone, we've seen lots of comebacks come from various artists and bands. I mean, George Ezra has found success once again after 2018, where he hit big with Staying at Tomorrow's. And then, of course, in 2022, if you remember DNCE, oh boy, I could go all day with their 2015 single, but oh boy, I don't need to get into that kind of stuff. But above all that, I'd say Death Cab for Cutie actually has a good chance right here. And I sure do hope they continue to be big and possibly better as the days go on. If they can make a success even larger than Plans, then it goes to show rock and roll is here to stay. Goodbye, rapping country. Forever. But other than that, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching this bit here on HJN, and I'll see you tomorrow with another band in mind.